Thank you. Now you can take your seat. Now I would like to invite Professor Ruwan Ranasinghe, Head of the Department of Tourism Studies, Wellassa University of Sri Lanka, to welcome all the guests and giving brief introduction about the World Tourism Day theme.
Very good morning, everyone. Vice Chancellor Sir, Dean, members of the judge panel, my colleagues, and dear students. So I have two assignments. One is to welcome the dignitaries as well as those attend this event today, and the second one is to give a brief introduction to World Tourism Day celebrations. So first I'll finish the welcome part. As we all know, we have been celebrating the International Tourism Day on every 27th of September each year. Last couple of years, of course, we did not have students in the university, but we did the national event actually last year in Ua province in collaboration with Ua Provincial Ministry of Tourism and Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority, Tourism Ministry, and with all those organizations, we had 2 sessions. It was very successful event last year. So this year, we have students, of course, couple of days back, they came to the university, so that is why we all are gathered here. So first of all, I'd like to welcome Professor Jayanthala Ratnasekara, the Vice Chancellor, who is our strength behind all these inspirations and activities that we are doing in the university. And secondly, the Dean, Mr. Abevira, who is also behind us in leading the faculty and all these activities. So you're welcome, sir, for this event in this morning. Especially Mr. Tenakon, the principal of SLITHM Bandarawela, who served as the panel member for the evaluation of cocktail competition this morning. You're also warmly welcome for this event. And our friend, the restaurant and bar manager, of 98 acres hotels and resorts of Allah, you're also warmly welcome for this significant event of Wellassa University. And all my colleagues who are behind this event, we have series of activities, number of activities, webinars, competitions, and so many. So all these things are being led by our team in the Department of Tourism Studies. So all of you are warmly welcome for the event. And last not but least, as I said at the beginning also, most importantly, the objective behind all these things is actually to inculcate the importance of tourism and its significance into the society, to the economy, to the culture, mainly through our program that we are running in the Department, Tourism Studies. So all the students representing different batches are warmly welcome for this event, for the official event of this year's Tourism Day celebrations. So a few words about the International Tourism Day celebrations. Now, 1979, this was declared by the United Nations as the International Tourism Day to mark the significance of tourism industry, to make the society aware about the tourism industry. And it is significant, as I noted earlier, to the society, to the economy, to the culture, to the religions, to communities, and so on and so forth. Yeah? So this is basically, this year actually, the international event by UN is celebrated in Bali, Malaysia, and under the theme of rethinking tourism. And the national event in Sri Lanka is celebrated at Habarana, as we did last year. It's like each year that goes to each province. So the year before it was Central Province, and last year we did that in Uva Province, as I said, in collaboration with both Tourism Ministry of Uva Province as well as Wellassa University. And this year it is coordinated by NCP, Tourism Ministry, and SLTD and Tourism Ministry in Colombo to hold the national event tomorrow at Habarana. So coming back to tourism, as we all know, under the theme of this rethinking, I think it's really a point that we need to rethink about tourism industry at the moment, globally. If we take the last couple of years, tourism industry was severely affected. Therefore, now we were like globally planning, 1 billion plus tourists moving around the globe, but it was drastically slower due to the spread of COVID-19 pandemic all over the world. This had to do something directly with tourism, because at the beginning, if you all can remember, how the viral infection came to Sri Lanka was through tourism, tour guides, tourists. So tourism was a vehicle for the virus to spread around, so there was a significant alarm when we see tourists at the very beginning. But now, of course, the vaccines were developed and, we were vaccinated, the industry was back to the operation, but still there are controls. For example, countries like China still, they have significant controls on outflows of tourists. And even internationally, there are insurance issues as well as some legal matters still in action in terms of tourism, free movement of tourists. Therefore, still, there are issues, because it's not 100% back to normal after the COVID-19 pandemic. If we take the national situation in the country, Sri Lanka, the historic or the best year that we have recorded for tourism was 2018, when we received 2.3 million tourists in that year, marking 4.33 billion United States dollars, which was much needed, forex for the economy. But after, 2019, this Easter Sunday attacks, and then we recovered actually after Easter Sunday attacks through some extensive marketing and promotion programs. Within 2-3 months, we came back to normal operations. And then the COVID-19 at the end of 2019, 2020, 21, now 22 we are. So industry is still struggling in the country. And that has a strong link to the economic turmoil that we are experiencing as well, mainly to secure the much needed foreign exchange for essential imports. In the country normally we have foreign exchange gap for trade balance, the difference between import and exports. Annually we have about 6-7 billion USDs in Sri Lanka. And this we used to balance. One option was tourism. Now if you take 2019, 20, 21, the industry was performing very badly, and industries, of course, 2020, it was very minimal. Now this year also, by this time, it is around 600,000 arrivals so far, and we have 3 more months to go. And the government, minister, and we all are planning to at least do 1 million, but still, I think it is very challenging. There is one reason, I'm sure all of us are aware of this Aeroflot incident, because that was the region actually we were receiving around 80,000, some 50,000 plus tourists every month. So during next 3 months, if we receive 100,000 each month, still it will be 850,000 or so, the arrivals, which has the direct relationship to the forex issue, as I said earlier, to fulfill the gaps of this foreign exchange. Now we can see the problems that we all are going through. First it was petroleum, then gas, then all the other essential items, medicines, now it is even clothes and so many items we have restricted because this foreign exchange issue. Now this is why tourism is so much important to this country. We need to get back to the normal operations as soon as possible. Yeah. So United Nations declared mainly this rethinking tourism because we need to think new ways of doing tourism. After a global pandemic of hundreds of thousands of deaths and quick spread, particularly with the industries like tourism even. Yeah. So we need to rethink, and many countries, as I said, now China still are controlling the outflow, because China is one of the top source markets in the world tourism market today, and it was the same for Sri Lanka as well. So still they have that control, and we are, one reason for Sri Lanka to struggle on receiving, tourists is this China's control. The second thing I mentioned about the Aeroflot, I think it is almost sorted out. I saw the ambassador has, a message yesterday that it is almost sorted out, and very soon they can restart the flights to Sri Lanka, which means, we can do something for the coming winter season. Yeah, because normally it is, September, October, November, Jan, now these months are the good months for the industry that we receive bulks of arrivals in the country. So we hope that we can get back to the industry, to the normal operations that will bring all those challenge and hardly running tourism operations back to normal conditions, so that all the stakeholders, including ourselves. Now we were, to be frank, 2019, it was very challenging for us to place our students for industrial training. Because, there should be the industry. The industry operations has to be functioned so that our students can go to the industry and do work, get the experience. So not only the business owners, almost all the country, as I mentioned earlier, is suffering continuously because of this problem. So getting back to once again, what is happening right now, there are so many things that we need to improve in terms of tourism, structure, organization, planning, marketing, so on and so forth. There are so many areas that we need to rethink. It is not only just arrivals. Even though, we are planning nowadays we can see the ministry is running a mass marketing campaign for India. If you all, following some news about the minister was in India, in Gujarat, and he was just inviting Indians. I think these kind of, which is good, of course, something is better than nothing. But I think we need to focus more. We need to have now since we are, learning all these marketing, strategic planning and all, yeah, STP approaches for tourism marketing. Yeah, segmentation, we need to identify new segments. Yeah. So we are talking continuously now. We are trying for last 2 years, even we were there in Bandar, Vice Chancellor, a couple of years back about this IT initiation. Now there is a growing market in the world, like places like Vietnam, Laos, even Indonesia. Now in these countries there is a market, a luxury market called IT vagabonds. But for that, I think we need infrastructure. If those, IT professionals they are, and it is cheap for them to, from US, from UK, from Scandinavian countries to travel to these destinations and stay for 3-4 months and do their work. But they have to have the infra. So while making sure such infrastructure and targeting or segmenting the tourism, we are a very diverse product, we in the sense Sri Lanka. Now, if we focus on Maldives, they just have like the sea, yeah, diving, and such activities. But in Sri Lanka, it is very diverse, complex products and services we can offer from sea, sun, sand, nature, adventure, and so many opportunities we have, yeah, events. So there are so many areas, as I said. Now, instead of such mass marketing campaigns, just going to destinations and inviting for Sri Lanka, just come, we are in trouble. If we can focus some of those upper Indian market, there is a heavy number in terms of population, every year in the Indian population who are getting into the upper income level. And we can look into that. And India is a hub for these IT professionals. They are serving all over the world. If we can get, some 5,000-6,000 of those for 2-3 months so that they can do their work here in Ella or Haputale or Lunugala or somewhere, wherever, yeah, in those places, I think that will be a new, this is newly emerging area. Yeah. And the second, I was talking about the segmentation and targeting and the positioning STP approach. So these things we need to, I think, focus on and discuss at least at the forums like this. And especially in making the society and the stakeholders aware about these initiations. Second, the stakeholder inclusiveness is very much important in tourism industry in Sri Lanka. So whatever the policies, programs that we have been running for last now, if we are operating tourism industry from 1966 as a, commercially accepted industry. So right throughout all those decades, what we have done is, few strong stakeholders, few of them are running the industry. Ella is an exception where, the community is running the show there, because still, but we don't see those big operators operating tours to Ella. It is, I think, only FITs and those who just standalone tourists who are coming through the train, majority of them, and some other, small groups coming into the area. Yeah? So the traditional tourism map, which is, landing in Katunayaka, and then to Colombo down south, Cultural Triangle, Kandy, and back home, is still in operation from 1960s. So I think we need to bring that down to areas like Uva, Ella, Handapanagala, and East Coast, and to the other areas of North. Yeah? So now these kind of new arrangements at least identify destination development to, as I said, to include the other areas in this development process is very much important. And the third one, standards. Now if we talk about standards, I think we are very recently only for these camping sites, I think last month or 2 months before, we developed, even though we have been running this for years, some standards were developed 2 months before for camping site operations. Yeah? So there is a lot to do about standards, then to make sure that standards are followed, that is the implementation of those regulations, monitoring, and taking actions, or giving license, or cancelling them, or whatever this process. There is a lot to do. But to do that, I think we need a lot of restructurization in the tourism administration process as well. Yeah? There should be like at the moment, what is, few officers, some, less than 50 in Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. We have, now we have established a couple of years back this provincial tourism board, but unfortunately, I think the litigation, the legal issues still to be verified because of the provincial councils, they are not still in action. There is no chief minister. We need some clearances for that. Yeah. So even though we have a provincial tourism promotion board, our ability to go down to the operations, stakeholders, and doing certain things with them, I mean, they are not empowered. I think that decentralization is necessary at provincial level, and the plans and the implementation at site or destination level, yeah, these are very important issues to make this process more efficient, yeah, or at least more responsive to the conditions. So therefore, there is a lot to do. As I said, it is not just arrivals we need to focus on. There is other way around to look back and do certain things. So we have to have, even though we are talking about, as I said, for decades about tourism, and it is economically, we were actually the third largest foreign exchange earner by 2018, but now it is somewhere fifth or sixth, because now, as I said, this year we will resume maximum 700,000 or closer, and we will be sixth this year as we guess. So this much of an economically significant industry, nearly 2 million people employed in this, and if you assume 3-4 people, live with that 2 million, so it's about, some 5 to 10% of the population of the whole country. We are talking about this industry. So it's a massive, important industry for the economy, especially for foreign exchange earning. Yeah? So therefore, I think it is our job as well to make these facts, some of these, as I mentioned, aware the society, the operators, stakeholders, and policymakers. I think as universities and university students, academia, that is our role, and educational institutes. Particularly we are into training and development, developing human resource, which is needed in the tourism industry in the country, as well as we are looking at the international developments as well. And to do that, I think we need to do a lot of research, which our team, we are one of the leading research teams in the country. And also we are involving actually, now what we have seen traditionally in universities is that universities are functioning somewhere in their peripheries, and the industries are functioning in the other areas, the other training institutes and the operations, so they are detached. But at Wellassa University, we have been trying our level best to network and engage with the industry and with other organizations to actively participate in this whole process. So these days we are in the process of actually preparing a national tourism policy, which we have planned tomorrow at 7 p.m. at Galadari, a stakeholder meeting with the participation of 200 plus stakeholders to get their feedback as well. So very soon, I think we can put forward a national tourism policy for the industry that will guide the operations. As I said, some of those points that I have discussed here are included in that one. There is one National Tourism Council on top of all these organizations, which will govern the industry, whole operations, institutions, these points, destination planning, promotion, and all that. Yeah. One last point before I wind up. As I said, so research is one important thing that we need to take care of. It is our job as well, and the networking as well. So finally, I think each and every province, we have to have an event calendar. At least for Uva province, if we can make a signature event for the province. Yeah, there are so many events, but for tourism and promotion, we can come out with a tourism, in terms of tourism, a significant event. I'm not sure, maybe it is rally or kayaking, fiesta or food or whatever, indigenous or something, because we are unique in that case in this province. There are so many things we can think of. But if we can come out with that much of a large scale, mega scale a signature event for the province, I'm sure we can, bring those tourists into this province as well. Yeah, because at the moment, as I said, the traditional one, of course, there are certain changes now. The down south and the areas like Mirissa is in action. Yeah. Even East Coast, there are quite a number of visitors coming. Yeah. But now we also have our team put forward a proposal 1 year back, to operate Mattala Airport. Now, for example, if we take a group like TUI, the largest tour operator, sends quite a number of charter flights to the country. Now, if we can give them the chance, at least 50% of their flights to land at Mattala free of charge and park to, get down those tourists there. Let's say 200,000 tourists getting down from Mattala, and we can change that traditional tourism map, which will bring down that, traditional, the development into much needed areas like this. Yeah, so we can start the tour from Mattala, then maybe Mirissa, Handapanagala, Ella, Buduruagala, and these areas to the east coast, and then Rinkomali back to Cultural Triangle and back home. So we can change this. Yeah. So now these are new areas. Unfortunately, Sri Lankan, they informed us this is not a time for them to think of new initiatives because they are also struggling with the existing or just survival. So maybe there is a time very soon, hopefully, we can do certain things. So all in all, I think as a national university and a department that we are running a tourism program and developing the skillful graduates to the industry, both nationally and internationally, it is our responsibility to contribute to that UN's goal in celebrating the annual International Tourism Day, that making the awareness, the stakeholders, societies about the socio-economic, cultural significance of this industry and particularly tourism impacts as well. So therefore, I congratulate the team of Wellassa University of the Department of Tourism Studies for organizing this series of events. I think tomorrow there is a webinar going to happen, and we just concluded the beverage competition, and there is the magazine, Wow Magazine, we are going to launch it. So that is once again congratulations for the department and all those students who contributed for that one. That will be contributing a lot for the mission of UN as well as the purpose of this Tourism Day celebrations to make that impactful awareness. So once again, thank you so much for all the dignitaries as well as my team and the students for being here in this morning, and all the best for active and impactful year ahead. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So now I would like to invite Mr. G.H. Abebira, Dean, Faculty of Management, to address the gathering.
Okay. Thank you. Very good morning, Vice Chancellor, Head of the Department, Mr. Tennakon from Tourism School, and the CEO level or executive level manager from 99 Acres, and my dear senior and all lecturers and dear students. So as every speaker mentions, it's a privilege for me also to give few words, and I have been planning as to what I should talk, because for years since we started introducing the degree program at Wellassa, we have been, talking about World Tourism Day and aligning several activities with the World Tourism Day that falls tomorrow, 27th September. And when I get the invitation also, I saw that the event takes place 26th and this would take place 27th. And I gathered there are a series of events have been organized by the Tourism Department. So dear students, I think if you very clearly listen to the head of department's speech, Professor Ranasinghe, I saw that there is a pouring of facts and plans for the what you call development of tourism in Sri Lanka. So that I think I have nothing to talk about tourism, because that is how the expertise in that area talked about tourism development. But I feel as rethinking tourism this year, it is also a kind of event for us to prepare for future challenges based on our interconnectedness. Because without our connections, networks, we won't be able to have anything. So I saw that Professor was taking us from the spiritual journey to the conclusion that this is how we develop it, but what we need is actualization need. And also we have to have collaboration on one another to move this industry. And also we have an approach. Our approach is, for the development of sustainable development, and we need to sustain this because whatever the obstacles coming in, we need to be able to manage it. And also there, in that case, we have a play. Our play is the agent, as the agent of change in transforming tourism, as to why I feel UNWTO has very aptly selected the team Rethinking Tourism. Because there is no any other possibility for us to go to a team like Rethinking Tourism, because now, because of the COVID pandemic we experience and the economic crisis the world is experiencing, so that has given us a clear ground for us to rethink tourism. And so we need to adapt it to our context as to how we should develop the tourism. So in my short speech, I used to use three words. One is the praxis. The praxis is against what Professor Ruan Ranasinghe said, because he took us from the spiritual journey, all creative activities, as to how we should boost the tourism. But praxis is, we should make it, implement something for us to continue. Now, so in that line, I think WOW Magazine is one of the important event we are having today. And also, I hope this will continue as an annual event, this one. And also actualization. Because we can bring number of projects without actualizing implementation, we won't be able to have anything. And also the last one, as Professor Ruan Ranasinghe very correctly mentioned, tourism is for the good and bad. Now, that we can remember that how this COVID pandemic came into our context. So there is a Tamil saying called Avadam Pennale, Alivadam Pennale, for the good and bad tourism matters. If we adopt that into our context. So with that small note, let me wish the Department of Tourism Studies for their efforts in introducing novel initiatives each year. Because I have been experienced as the Dean of the Faculty, every month perhaps several activities a year have been introduced in order to highlight the tourism is more important. Now, dear students, as he poured out several projects, it is with you to actualize one or two of those for us to see that we are just taking several actions in order to promote tourism in this country, to uplift the socio-economic standard of our community. So while wishing you once again, good luck, happy Tourism Day today and tomorrow. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So now we are moving to another special moment of this event, which is launching the WOW E-Magazine Volume 2. Without any delay, I would like to invite our chief guest, Professor Jayantalal Ratnasegara, the Vice Chancellor of Wellassa University of Sri Lanka, to launch the WOW E-Magazine Volume 2. So it's a time to officially launch the WOW E-Magazine. Within 3, 2, 1, here we go.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Chaminda Thenakon, Principal, Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, Bandarwala, to give an insight about Viverio 2022.
Ayubowan. Dear visitor, Professor Bedira, then Professor Ruan, and all the academics and dear students. And actually, when I got this invitation to come and judge this Bavario, I was just thinking what it was like. And when Ms. Vindhya spoke to me and told about this whole idea behind, I thought that instead of sending my F&B lecturer, why not I am coming and giving some support to this. Because it sees that the interest that faculty and the students have toward actually engaging in tourism. And when I go through the videos, also I saw that there are so many novel ideas, uniqueness, unique things that they have put into their recipes. And also, you know that with the government initiatives, most of the imported items now we can't get into the country. Therefore, whether we have foreign visitors, we have to run with the ingredients that we have in the country. Therefore, based on that only, that I have judged this innovative cocktails and mocktails. And it is little difficult because this judging cocktails and mocktails together, always when males are judging, it goes to cocktails. And when females are there, it goes to mocktails. But unfortunately, today, I have marked mocktails better than cocktails. I have given marks. That means that the people who have introduced things have done their job in very professional manner. Actually, out of all these 10, the 2 mocktails that we have tasted, I think it is like, again, out of the world like. Right? When you taste it, it gives the real punch that you need from a mocktail. Right? And I will congratulate all 20 odd participants, and especially those who have participated on today's competition. And also, if this university or the students need any help from the hotel school side, where we have very good professionally qualified and also the experienced staff with us. Therefore, if they need any practical support from the SLITHM side, we are there to help you all at all. And thank you very much for inviting me this and give this great opportunity to me as well. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Viverio 2022 is one of the most wonderful concepts aligned with the World Tourism Day celebrations of Wellassa University of Sri Lanka, of showcase their talented individuals and teams' beverage skills, induced with a touch-up of local ingredients found in Sri Lanka. So, my dear guest, let us witness the talented and creative innovation of our competitors through the summary video of Viverio 2022.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to acknowledge the amazing skills showcased by the talented competitors of Bavario 2022. To award these certificates to the participants of Bavario 2022, we cordially invite Mr. Chaminda Tennakon, Principal, Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, Bandarawala, on stage. Please come forward and get your certificates as your name is mentioned. TMDN Rupasinghe. PK Isuru Madhushankar. PAKM Alvis. UAN Madhushika. KADN Kasturi. RMS Prasangani. WLN Ransara. MADP Tejani. YAANY Pumancy. RAU Pumanti. BDSH Dharmasena. RK Kanchana. KCMN De Silva. IM Asfaq.
Thank you, sir. So, next, I would like to invite Mr. Puspakumara Gamage, restaurant and bar manager at 98 Acres Resort and Spa, to award certificates for the participants of Bavario 2022. EI Madhushani. DSA Silva. JMAD Bandare. KW Heshani Vasana. MAK Hansini. MWLS Jayabahu. D.M. Kirtisene. K.Y.P. Sandunika. Kejini Padmanathan. J.M.T. De Tilagaratne. Thank you, sir. Chatimini, aren't you excited to know the results of this special moment?
Yes, Sadam. I feel like our audience is already eager to know the results.
Now, the moment all of us have been anticipating, isn't it, Chatimini?
Yes, Sadam. Out of the 10 most talented competitors, our honorable panel of judges has selected the winners with great difficulty.
All right, guys, let's see who will be the winners.
So we have 2 second places, and one is group and another one is individual. So to give the certificates to the winners, I would like to invite we cordially invite Mr. G.H. Abevira, Dean of Faculty of Management, on stage to award the medals to the first, second place. R.A.K.D.D. Ranatunga and D.M. and DMJK Disanayaka. Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Professor Ruan Ranasinghe, Head of the Department of Tourism Studies, on stage to award the certificates. The next second place goes to WSW Sampath.
Thank you, sir. We got many guesses for the winners of the Viberio 2022. Isn't Chatumini?
Yes, Sadam. So now let's see who will be the winner of this competition. So the winner of Viverio 2022 is EAMI Epitavala. Congratulations on your achievement. To give away these certificates, we cordially invite Professor Jayantala Ratnasekara, Vice Chancellor of Wellassa University.
Thank you, sir. We are honored by your presence on this occasion, sirs and madams. I call upon Mr. G.H. Abevira, Dean of Faculty of Management, to present the token of appreciations to Professor Jayanthala Ratnasekara, Vice Chancellor of Wellassa, University of Sri Lanka.
Thank you, sir. Now I call upon Professor Jayanthala Ratnasekara, Vice Chancellor of Wellassa University of Sri Lanka, to present the token of appreciations to the panel of judges of Viverio 2022. Mr. Chaminda Tennakon, Principal, Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, Bandarawela. Mr. Pushpa Kumara Gamage, Restaurant and Bar Manager at 98 Acres Resort and Spa. Mr. Asanka Bandara, Lecturer at the Department of Tourism Studies, Faculty of Management.
Thank you, sir. Now, I call upon Professor Ruwan Ranasinghe, Head of the Department of Tourism Studies, to present token of appreciation to Ms. Shamila Vijayasundara, Senior Lecturer of Department of Tourism Studies, Coordinator of Viverio 2022, Ms. And Ms. Sir, please remain on the stage, please. Please remain on the stage, please. And Ms. Chandi Karunaratne, Senior Lecturer of Tourism Studies and Summit Moderator of Rethinking of Tourism.
Thank you, sir. We are gradually reaching to the end of a wonderful, inspiring celebration for the World Tourism Day 2022. This event wouldn't be a success without your help. So, to deliver the vote of thanks, we would like to invite Ms. Chathuri Dantanarayana, the coordinator of World Tourism Day celebrations 2022.
Thank you, Chatumini. Good afternoon. All the respected dignitaries, all the lecturers, in academic staff, in Faculty of Management, Wellassa University, and dear students. It's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks as a coordinator of World Tourism Day celebration 2022 at the Wellassa University. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to pay my gratitude to our chief guest, Professor Jayanthala Ratnasekara, Vice Chancellor of the University, for accepting our invitation and being with us. I extend our thanks to Mr. G.H. Abevira, Dean, Faculty of Management, and Professor Ruwan Ranasinghe, Head, Department of Tourism Studies, for providing great guidance to conduct this event. Especially, I should thank our judge panel of Viverio 2022, Mr. Chaminda Tennakon, Principal, Sri Lanka Institute of Tourism and Hotel Management, Bandarawela, and Mr. Pushpa Kumara Gamage, Restaurant and Bar Manager, 98 Acres Resort and Spa, and Mr. Asanka Bandara, Food and Beverage Lecturer in Wellassa University, for sharing your expertise and knowledge to evaluate our contestants in the Vivario 2022. Also, I'm grateful to our panel members of the online summit on rethinking tourism as a key element of recovery, Professor M.S.M. Aslam, Department of Tourism Management, Faculty of Management Studies, Sabaragamu University of Sri Lanka, Ms. Kimali Fernando, former chairperson, Sri Lanka Tourism, and Mr. Dimitri Kure, Manager Operations, Jetwin Hotels, for enlightening the session with their valuable knowledge, thoughts, and experiences. Apart from that, I should convey my gratitude to our moderator, Ms. Chandi Karunaratne, Senior Lecturer, Department of Tourism Studies, for moderating the session and for making this online summit as the interesting session. So then I pay my gratitude to all the students, all the authors, editorial board, magazine committee, and especially Mr. Sanoj Rosa, designer of WOW e-magazine, Volume 2. I should thank all the members in Enterprise and Event Management Unit in the Faculty of Management, coordinated by Ms. Shamila Vijay Sundara, and all the members in the HTE Club, and Uwe Reon, Head, Department of Computer Science and Technology, and the Technical Assistants, Audio-Visual Unit, especially Mr. Chamal Sayuranga, and all the students for the helping hands that you raised for us. An event like this cannot happen overnight during this challenging period. So the wheels start rolling weeks and maybe months ago. So it requires long-term planning and executing. So we have been fortunate to be backed by a team of Ms. Vindya Harshani and Ms. Shashika Pattiyagedara and Ms. Dinoshi Ranatunga, and all the dedicated staff members and the colleagues in the Department of Tourism Studies and the Faculty of Management of the university. At last but not least, I would like to thank all the contestants and the participants who joined with us today. Your active participation made this event a very successful.
Thank you, madam. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope all of you had an enjoyable day by gathering here to witness of success of World Tourism Day celebration organized by the Department of Tourism Studies of Wellassa University of Sri Lanka. As we have reached to the end of the event, we wish you all a great day, and please rise up for the national anthem. Thank you all.